So, today we're not gonna go through the intro, today there is no intro, but anyway, we're gonna go through Homo Deus once again, and it might be the last one. I doubt it to be the last one because, I don't know, like there's still quite something to left. It always depends on how fast I'm gonna be and how fast I can read today and how well I can read today. But I feel like that today is a pretty good day. A pretty good day in various different ways, I think. I think I'm just gonna go ahead without any further ado. Google could do it in minutes. It needs to manually monitor the words Londoners type in their emails and in Google's search engine and cross-reference with a database of disease symptoms. Suppose on an average day the words headache, fever, nausea, sneezing appear 100,000 times in London emails and searches. If today the Google algorithm noticed they appear 300,000 times, then bingo, we have a flu epidemic. There's no need to wait till Mary goes to her doctor. On the very first morning, she woke up feeling a bit unwell, and before going to work, she emailed a colleague, "I have a headache, but I'll be there." That is a Google Needs. Would actually be pretty fine. I don't know what to think about them searching through my emails. They apparently are doing it at this point in time, so yeah, well, I don't care then. If it is really the case, like I actually don't know, I'm just assuming. Indeed, in some fields the Facebook algorithm did better than the person themselves. Participants were asked to evaluate things such as their level of substance use or the size of their social networks. Their judgments were less accurate than those of the algorithm. People might have done their own psychological judgments and rely on computers when making important life decisions such as choosing activities, career paths, or even romantic partners. It is possible that such data-driven decisions will improve people's lives. To some degree, of course, I know, anyway. Yeah, I think it could be good. Let's put it like this. I'm not quite really sure about that. I mean, of course, if there is data, then it is probably going to be a better decision, that's to be made by a machine, not by you. On the other hand, it is like, well, you're not in charge, which is not that cool for quite some people, and I don't know, like might also not feel that well. I might also not feel that cool to know that every decision that is made in the life is made by a machine and not really by you. And let's just take it as a reference point or something. You could just definitely also do that, I guess. Let's see. Let's have a look at it. On a more sinister note, the same study implies that in future US presidential elections, Facebook could know not only the political opinions of tens of millions of Americans, but also who among them are the critical swing voters and how these voters might be swung. The third threat to liberalism is that some people will remain both indispensable and undecipherable, but they will constitute a small and privileged elite of upgraded humans. Which is going to be like cyborgy things. I do, by the way, wonder in which way bodybuilding is going to be a thing in the future. Because if we think about if we think about I don't know, if we're having machinery, if I'm just having an arm extension or some shit like that, do I really need to develop my muscles? Or is there just something that is developing my muscles anyway? Maybe we're all going to take steroids in the future. Could be. I don't know. Techno-humanism agrees that Homo sapiens, as we know it, has run its historical course and will no longer be relevant in the future, but concludes that we should therefore use technology in order to create Homo Deus, a much superior human model. Whereas Hitler and his ilk planned to create superhumans by means of selective breeding and ethnic cleansing, 21st century techno-humanism hopes to reach that goal far more peacefully with the help of genetic engineering, nanotechnology or nanotechnology, and brain-computer interfaces. Today we have a detailed, albeit imperfect map of the subnormative mental spectrum, the zone of human existence characterized by less than normal capacities to feel, think, or communicate. However, most scientific research about the human mind and the human experience has been conducted on people from Western, educated, industrialized, rich, and democratic, weird societies, who do not constitute a representative sample of humanity. Really not, because it's just a part of humanity, maybe even a very small part. In papers published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology, arguably the most important journal in the subfield of social psychology, 96% of the sampled individuals were weird. Does this make sense? Weird? I think it is weird, isn't it? And 68% were Americans. Is either I just really mix up something, or it is actually kind of what they say? I'm not sure. And 80% of non-American subjects were psychology students. Well, that's strange. Western culture is therefore unique in lacking a specialized class of people who seek to experience extraordinary mental states. It believes anyone attempting to do so is a drug addict, mental patient, or charlatan. Archaic humans probably made extensive use of their sense of smell. Hunter-gatherers are able to smell from a distance the difference between various animal species, various humans, and even various emotions. Fear, for example, smells different from courage. When a man is afraid, he secretes different chemicals compared to when he is full of courage. If you sat among an archaic band debating whether to start a war against the neighbors, you could literally smell public opinion. Modern humanity is sick with FOMO, fear of missing out, and though we have more choice than ever before, we have lost the ability to really pay attention to whatever we choose. If we start using the attention helmet in more and more situations, we may end up losing our ability to tolerate confusion, doubts, and contradictions, just as we have lost our ability to smell, dream, and pay attention. The system may push us in that direction because it usually rewards us for the decisions we make rather than for our doubts. Yet a life of resolute decisions and quick fixes may be poorer and shallower than one of doubts and contradictions. Yes, I think it is, because we need downs to know the ups, and we need ups to know the downs. Contrast, as people say. The number one humanist commandment, listen to yourself, is no longer self-evident. As we learn to turn our inner volume up and down, we give up our belief in authenticity, because it is no longer clear whose hand is on the switch. Silencing annoying noises inside my head seems like a wonderful idea, provided it enables me to finally hear my deep, authentic self. But if there is no authentic self, how do I decide which voices to silence and which to amplify? Once we can design and redesign our will, we could no longer see it as the ultimate source of all meaning and authority. For no matter what our will says, we can always make it say something else. Dataism declares that the universe consists of data flows, and the value of any phenomenon or entity is determined by its contribution to data processing. Dataism puts the two together, pointing out that exactly the same mathematical laws apply to both biochemical and electronic algorithms. Dataism thereby collapses the barrier between animals and machines and expect electronic algorithms to eventually decipher and outperform biochemical algorithms. I'm not sure. This is of course going to take some time till we are first of all able to do that, till we understand everything that well, so that we are able to do so. Where did I stop? Dataists are skeptical about human knowledge and wisdom and prefer to put their trust in big data and computer algorithms, which I think is understandable. Like, we just make decisions based on emotions. So yeah. I think it is understandable. I think it just, to some degree, it makes sense. To some degree, it's like, where is the human then? Is there going to be a human in the future? Data processing considerations also complain why capitalists favor lower taxes. Heavy taxation means that a large part of all available capital accumulates in one place, the state coffers, and consequently more and more decisions have to be made by a single processor, namely the government. The NSA may be spying on our every word, but to judge by the repeated failures of American foreign policy, nobody in Washington knows what to do with all the data. Yes. Republicans have accused Barack Obama of being a ruthless despot hatching conspiracies to destroy the foundation of American society. Yet, in 8 years of his presidency, he barely managed to pass a minor health care reform. I wanted to say unfortunately, but I don't know. I'm not American, as you maybe always gonna hear and stuff, but still, I think, I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, in the early 21st century, politics is bereft of grand visions. Government has become a mere administration. It manages the country, but it no longer leads it. Government ensures that teachers are paid on time and sewage systems don't overflow, but it has no idea where the country will be in 20 years. Ruthless billionaires and small interest groups flourish in today's chaotic world, not because they read the map better than anyone else, but because they have very narrow aims. In a chaotic system, tunnel vision has its advantages, and the billionaire's power is strictly proportional to their goals. From a dataist perspective, we may interpret the entire human species as a single data processing system with individual humans serving as its chips. If so, we can also understand the whole of history as a process of improving the efficiency of the system through 4 basic methods. First of all, increasing the number of processes. Second of all, increasing the variety of processes. Third of all, increasing the number of connections between processes. And fourth, and the last one, increasing the freedom of movement along existing connections. If humankind is indeed a single data processing system, what is its output? A dataist would say that its output will be the creation of a new and even more efficient data processing system called the Internet of All Things. Once the mission is accomplished, Homo sapiens will vanish, which is good. I don't know, I don't think so. On the 11th of January 2013, Dataism got its first martyr when Aaron Swartz, a 26-year-old American hacker, committed suicide in his apartment. Swartz was a rare genius. At 14, he helped develop the crucial RSS protocol. Swartz was also a firm believer in freedom of information. In 2008, he published the Gorilla Open Access Manifesto, which demanded a free and unlimited flow of information. Writing a private diary, a common humanist practice in previous generations, sounds to many present-day youngsters utterly pointless. Why write anything if nobody else can read it? The new motto says, if you experience something, record it. If you record something, upload it. And if you upload something, share it. I'm not sure. It is very transparent then. And yeah, I don't know. We all do not want to be that transparent. And I can understand that. Dataism finds such scenarios utterly ridiculous. Come on, it admonishes the Hollywood screenwriters. Is that all you could come up with? Love, and not even some platonic cosmic love, but the carnal attraction between two mammals? Do you really think that an all-knowing supercomputer or aliens who contrived to conquer the entire galaxy would be dumbfounded by hormonal rush? ? It is equally doubtful whether life boils down to mere decision-making. Under dataist influence, both the life science and the social sciences have become obsessed with decision-making processes as if that is all there is to live, or all there is to life. But is it so? Sensations, emotions, and thoughts certainly play an important part in making decisions, but is that their sole meaning? Dataism is gaining a better and better understanding of decision-making processes, but it might be adopting an increasingly skewed view of life. Yet once authority shifts from humans to algorithms, the humanist projects may become irrelevant. Once we have done the homocentric worldview in favor of a data-centric worldview, human health and happiness may seem far less important. Which doesn't sound that good if it's just all about data, and if just the whole planet is about data and let's just gather a lot of data, then I don't feel that good about that. Science is converging on all-encompassing dogma which says that organisms are algorithms and life is data processing. Second of all, intelligence is decoupling from consciousness. And third of all, which is the last one, non-conscious but highly intelligent algorithms may soon know us better than we know ourselves. Which is, at this point in time, it's just already the case, isn't it? Facebook knowing more about me than I know about myself, and all sorts of things. These 3 processes raise 3 key questions, which I hope will stick in your mind long after you have finished this book. Are organisms really just algorithms, and is life really just data processing? What is more valuable, intelligence or consciousness? What will happen to society, politics, and daily life when non-conscious but highly intelligent algorithms know us better than we know ourselves? And this is actually it with the summary, and as you can see, it's very long and I'm pretty happy to finish it. Today was again a very heavy reading day. I hope that I've been able to just read it very well. There's also a podcast by Nat Eliason himself, so you maybe are just gonna check this out rather than this one. Just decide. I think it is pretty cool. I still like Sapiens the most of all of the 3 books. 3 books, yes, because it is Sapiens, then 21 Rules for the 21st Century, and then we're having Homo Deus, or Homo Deus. I should actually look that up for once and for all. Yeah, I know the question is, what is going to be the next book that we're going to go through? I don't know. I do just have a list and I really have to look them up if I can find a good summary on them, because there's some pretty great books there and some pretty great literature as well. The problem sometimes is, I mean, if it is something that's not that known, then there's probably no summary on that. At least not in English. Sometimes there is something in German, which I could definitely translate. This is not the biggest problem, but most often there's just nothing, which is not good then. But actually, let's have a look at what we could go through the next time. So this is actually going to be it with just Homo sapiens. I don't know. I do just want to waste my time, This is why. Maybe some psychology stuff. There's not that much, though, mind-wise. Maybe something on the Derek Sivers side, even though I've went through just quite all of them. I'm just really have to go through to the very, 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 very bottom there, which I don't know if there's going to be just the best things. I don't think so. Wired for Story, Pragmatic Programmer, Meditations by let's actually just really have a look at down the road there. The Profit Zone, Never Eat Alone by Kaith Farazi. He's actually also gone through that. A book that is mostly about networking, but also some general. It's actually a pretty cool book. What Would Google Do? Great think piece about lessons learned from Google's approach to things and how they might approach different industries. Richard Branson, Losing My Virginity. This is actually, I like the title because if you know something about Richard Branson, then it is funny. If you don't, then it is what the fuck is going on? Lying by Sam Harris. A tiny booklet, like a long article, but why lying is bad. Not as many insights as I expected. By Sam Harris. Sam Harris was very recently on Tim Ferriss' podcast. But I would actually like to go through that. I think it's relatively recent. It's not long. Should I actually go through it right now? Maybe. So, we often behave in ways that are guaranteed to make us unhappy. And it is definitely the case. But we still are going to do that, even though we understand and we know that they're going to make us unhappy, maybe in the long term. To lie is to intentionally mislead others when they expect honest communication. People lie so that others will form beliefs that are not true. All forms of lying, including white lies meant to spare the feelings of others, are associated with less satisfying relationships. Sincerity, authenticity, integrity, mutual understanding, these and other sources of moral wealth are destroyed the moment we deliberately misrepresent our beliefs. Among the many corrosive effects of unjust laws, they tempt peaceful in other ways. Honest people to lie so as to avoid being punished for behavior that is ethically blameless. It is hard to abolish lies once they have escaped into the world. We seem to be predisposed to remember statements as true even after they have been disconfirmed. Peaceful, honest people have the right to be left alone. I would call it skillful truth-telling as opposed to evasion. When you were doing all these charitable things, did you really care about the people you were doing these things for? When you care, you'll know what to do. Yeah, indeed. And I think this is going to be the end of the episode. Yeah, of course it is loading. What have I expected? I thought, well, maybe today is the day, a pretty good day when I just can end the episode when I fucking want to end it. Anyway, the question of today is, what could you make? What could you say? What could you do? What could you create that is really gonna make somebody's day, somebody's week, somebody's life, something like that? What could it be? What could you do? I wonder. And there's probably going to be something that you can do. There's a lot of echo there. So anyway, I wish you the best health of happiness and also success, and also hope that you're going to be remembering yourself, how you're going to be remembered, which basically means your legacy. And yeah. Anyway, I've kind of just mixed up something. 3 other questions that I have of you are, why are you here, what are you trying to change, and what is bothering you the most? These 3 questions are hopefully going to show you your purpose and maybe even a business idea, which is something that I'm pretty hoping for. I don't know, I just wish you the best from the bottom of my heart, and have a good day, have a good life, actually. If you're one of the 2 people that are actually watching this video till this end, I just wish you the best from the bottom of my heart, and also just to all the other people. Doesn't have anything to do with whether you clicked on a video, whether you've watched the full one or not. I just wish you the best. If you're a nice, generous, kind person, then there's nothing more than a wish for you than everything that there is. Quite. Because I just totally appreciate that, and I don't know, life is good. This is my end note. Life is really good. If you just, I don't know, sometimes it doesn't feel that way. Sometimes it might not be there. But ultimately, it is always pretty cool and pretty good. Unless you focus on the bad shit, then of course it's going to be bad. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to end the episode there. So I wish you the best. Have a nice day. Have a nice life if I just don't see you. And yeah, I wish you the best.